So this is chapter 8, segment 3. Reinforcement of punishment can be positive or negative. Positive reinforcement is the addition of a stimulus following a behavior, increasing the likelihood of that behavior, and negative reinforcement is the removal of a stimulus following a behavior, increasing the likelihood of that behavior. Reinforcements are similar to rewards, either gaining something positive or losing something negative. There are two punishments as well, positive and negative. Positive punishment is the addition of a stimulus following a response, decreasing the likelihood of that behavior. And a negative punishment is the removal of a stimulus following a response, decreasing the likelihood of that behavior. Punishments can be counterproductive. Reinforcements with rewards are usually better than punishment. Children who are spanked have more behavioral problems. There's no ethical way to test whether spanking does more harm than good. Punishment needs to be swift so the child knows which behavior warranted the punishment, and punishment must also be used consistently. Active avoidance is especially resistant to extinction. There's escape conditioning, which is a form of negative reinforcement in which the subject learns to perform a response to remove a stimulus. And then active avoidance and passive avoidance. Active avoidance is where a responsive subject has learned to avoid an aversive stimulus, and passive avoidance is a responsive subject has learned to refrain from displaying to avoid an aversive stimulus. An example of this is people staying in their homes with social phobia to avoid ridicule. Learned helplessness is the type of learning in which the subject learns that an aversive stimulus cannot be avoided. It's been used as a model for humans who are clinically depressed. The pace of rewards affect how quickly and how well we learn. A reinforcement schedule are the rules determining the frequency with which an operant conditioning subject is reinforced. Continuous reinforcement schedule is the rewarding of a behavior every time it's displayed. Partial reinforcement schedule is the rewarding of a behavior only some of the times it's displayed. A fixed ratio is a schedule in which every nth response is rewarded, and a variable ratio is a schedule in which the number of responses required to obtain a reward changes variably. Fixed interval is a schedule in which a reinforcement is provided for the first response after a fixed length of time since the last reinforcement. Variable interval is a schedule in which reinforcement for the response is provided at some variable interval of time after the last response. Then there's primary and secondary reinforce. Primary reinforce is stimulus that fills a biological need or that subject already finds unpleasant. Secondary reinforce is a stimulus that subject comes to associate with one or more primary reinforcers. Observational learning. Edward Tolman demonstrated that rats show latent learning and that they can make a cognitive map of a maze even if not motivated by food reward. And a cognitive map is an internal representation of the layout of an area.